We will now continue with The Raven, courtesy of Surefire Comics. Well, I mean, surefire in the sense that it is indeed a comic book. So I guess they got that right. I don't know. It's all that great. So far, the first story is probably their best. Yeah. But we'll see what Raven can do. It's The Raven, not Raven Simone. Although later on, they'd have to rename him Mr. Raven to not conflict with DC Comics and Teen Titans and all that. Hey, Thompson, Wednesday Alien Watch Party. You down? I don't know. You mean watch it while I'm streaming? I'm not crazy about that. I'm willing to stay up late early. Late early. So late. It's early. We saw Demon Slayer in IMAX yesterday. It's a really niche thing. My son likes it. I didn't really enjoy it, though. It is well animated, though. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are well animated, but but I don't know. It's very popular. I hear a lot of people talk about it or into it and all that. Doesn't really tickle my fancy. Hey, Thompson, Demon Slayer has been in IMAX 2 weekends now. So I saw it the second weekend, and it had more people in the theater than Superman had opening weekend. Yeah, well, aren't you like in Thailand or whatever? I imagine Demon Slayer is going to blow Superman away. You know? Jason Shelley, morning all. Well, good morning to you, Jason. Of course, it's good evening for me, you understand. I just got home from work. Yeah. Hang on a minute. I'm going to mute so I can cough. Oh, jeez. Oh. Don't worry. I'm pretty sure I'll recover. And if I don't know. This will be the last show. All right. So, yeah, The Raven. After that, I'll probably give a little history lesson on The Raven, you know, because, well, that's who it is. Let me make sure it looks right. Oh, wait. I need to see if I can make this work over here and here. So, all right. Hopefully that'll work. But what if it doesn't have the sound? I can still have. So, see, this is the super tip page, you know? So, I'm pretty sure that, well, I know. I'll just go look at it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Um, yep. God, I really sound like that? Oh my God. That's embarrassing. Okay, Thompson, we got it. Yeah, audio working. So here we go for this lovely story. I need super chats. I'd take them, but YouTube won't let me have them. So here we have the Raven. See, he's got a sticker of a raven on his forehead. That means he's the Raven. He didn't really do much for an outfit. He just put this sack over his head. And I guess he just already had a purple suit laying around. Whatever, anyway. The Raven, Master Avenger, preys on the clever crooks that the law can't touch. He daringly takes their ill-gotten gains from them and gives it back to the victims. The bold Raven is loved by the weak and helpless, feared and hated by all criminals, and pursued by the law. Well, good Lord, I mean, the law's corrupt too, huh? Nah, he's committing acts of vigilantism, breaking into their houses, stealing their stuff, because he's pretty sure they're guilty. Pretty sure. Stealthily, the Raven opens the door to the library of Alan Reynolds, crooked stock promoter. And the Raven just knows that he is, see? Oh, he took off his gloves, so there's his fingerprints on the safe. His sensitive finger. Oh, he needs his fingers to really touch it, but still the fingerprints. Anyway, his sensitive fingers quickly work the combination of the small wall safe. Hello, who's there? Oh, the Raven! Oh, no, you don't. So he hits him. Raven brings a fist to a gunfight. I don't know what kind of gun. I don't know. I mean, he had a flashlight and then a gun. I mean, if you say it's a gun, we'll go with it. It looks like it shot off something, And that, it's a kind of light, maybe not flash, just a different letter in there. Anyway, here we go. Having subdued Reynolds, the Raven gathers up the crook's money and escapes through the balcony doors. And then he lets one rip. Oh, look, he's got a stereo and everything. So anyway, oh, wow. He's the Raven, but his car is red. Now to get back to the hideout and see that this money is given back to its rightful owners. And if I can't find them, well, I'm sure I'll spend it on something cool. Mike, be sure these packages get to all of Reynolds' victims. Gee, boss, but you're a swell guy. Those people sure need the dough. Each package of money is tied with a band on which is the Raven's crest. Make damn sure he gets, all the credit. I mean, that's right. You thank the Raven for this, ungrateful bastards. And then he gets a really filthy, envelope. I mean, geez, Raven, what the hell? Hey, I got your money. Shut up. Anyway. The next man on our list is Arthur Wells. He's taking money for a phony charity. I'm going to see that it's returned tonight. All right, you don't have to shout. So first he writes a letter. Mr. Wells, I know that you have taken $5,000 for a bogus charity. You are not getting away with it. Have 5,000 on your library table at midnight tonight, or you'll suffer the consequences. Signed, the Raven. Mike, deliver this note to the Wells Mansion and see that my supercar is in front of his residence at exactly 11:55 p.m. tonight. Be sure to leave the motor running. Okay, boss. Calling Detective Sergeant Danny Darton. Report at headquarters immediately. Calling Detective. Boss, you sure take chances. Here you are engaged to the captain's daughter, and you go messing around in this business. What if they find out? Well, it's good work you do, but the risk is great. Be careful, huh? Stop it, Mike. I'll watch out. But more to the point, what if the daughter and the captain find out about Danny and Mike? Anyway, hi, Jack. How's things? Hiya, Danny. The old man's waiting for you. I better hop on it too. Yeah, I better hop on it too. He's mad. Well, hello, darling. I didn't know you were here.
This is the only place I can see you these days. You've been very neglectful, Daddy.
Well, you see, this Raven case keeps me busy.
Speaking of the Raven, you'd better go in and see Dad.
Boy, at least we've got a real clue to the identity of the Raven. Why? That's swell. Here they are, Danny. The Raven's thumbprint and one of his gloves. Oh, geez. Oh, you see? What did I tell you? He takes his gloves off to crack the safe. And of course, he needed his fingers to be able to feel the safe, so he knew that he was getting it right. But unfortunately, it left his thumbprint. That's, what the hell was his fingers in? Wait a minute. That's almost like a face there. You know that? See that? It's like a face, and it's like long flowing hair. I don't know. It could be like the face on Mars or some crap like that. Anyway, I'm going to check on this thumbprint. Hope we've got a line on it. I'll be back in a jiffy. Gotta see a man about a horse and all that. Lola, honey, when will you marry me?
When you're a good enough detective to catch the Raven, Danny.
Wouldn't you know it? Here we have a print and we can't check on it. It doesn't belong to any known criminal. We're right back where we started. Oh, that's right. Thank God I didn't commit any crimes, except, the vigilante stuff.
I'm Arthur Wells, Captain. I've been threatened by the Raven. He's coming to my house tonight.
Wells tells Captain Lash what the Raven asked him to do. Do just as he ordered. We'll lay a trap for him. Let's go, men. We're due at the Wells house in 10 minutes. We'll catch the Raven this time. Yeah. Hurry up, Danny.
Why can't I go along too?
This is no picnic, honey. There's going to be real fireworks.
Well, I like that. I'll show them.
So she's going to get herself in trouble and get caught. You know how it goes.
They can't do that to me. I'll follow in my own car.
Lola arrives at the Wells mansion just in time to see a man leave a high-powered car. She is curious, for he leaves the engine running.
Why? Now, why would he leave one car with its engine running and then take a cab? There's something funny going on. I'll follow him and find out.
Well, he's the competition, lady. Anyway, Lola follows the cab to the slum section of town, still wondering what all this will lead to. The grocery store? Yeah.
What an awful place he's going into. Now I'm sure there's something crooked here. Maybe he's connected with the Raven. Won't Dad be surprised if that's true? I just want Daddy to think I'm great.
Lola, flashlight in hand, slips through an open basement window at the rear of the house.
I've gone so far. Might as well go through with it. Oh, these squeaky steps. Hope that thug doesn't hear that I'm in the house.
Meanwhile, back at the Wells mansion,
You, Flanagan, take the front door. McGowan, the rear. The rest scatter through the house.
What the hell? Ew. Ew.
Anyway, scatter through the house. Keep your eyes open and your guns ready.
That part of the wall's white. Okay.
Now, Denny, keep roving around the place and make sure everything's all right. We can't fail this time.
I hope they don't notice I'm wearing a purple suit. Danny pauses before the library door and, watching that no one is around, dons his hood and cloak to become the Raven. They're all set. The Raven uses a penknife to short-circuit the house lights. Yeah. Of course, it electrocutes him and he collapses on the floor. Raven opens the door, and puts his gun on Captain Laz, who is stationed near Money. Put up that gun, Laz, or else. I'll relieve you of this before you hurt anyone.
Why, you?
This money will go back to the poor people who were duped. Now take it easy, Captain. Here's a little something for you. Having thrown the gun into a corner, the Raven turns and in a moment sweeps up the money. He then makes a dash for the balcony.
Oh, if I can just get to it. Oh, God, my gut. Oh.
There he is. Don't let him get away. Sorry to have to do this, but if I can make the car, I'll be okay. Well, they're shooting you in the back, though. Maybe his cape's bulletproof. I don't know. I'll have to step if I want to lose them. They sure recovered fast. The Raven in his supercar leads the police on a merry chase through the city. He just goes around one building. I guess that'll work. I don't know. Phew, that's that. I've lost them. But gee, it was too close for comfort. Well, here I am at the hideout. Hope Mike's waiting to deliver this money.
Glad to see you, boss. I got the envelopes ready.
Good. Then you know what to do with them. Lola finally finds the room where Mike and the Raven are. Suddenly, the door opens.
So long, boss. See you later.
He's going back into the room. It's now or never. Mr. Raven, you're finished. Put up your hands.
The Raven, quick as a flash, turns and knocks the gun from the girl's hand. Oh! Holy smokes, it was Lola, and she almost had me. Maybe Mike was right. I'm taking too many chances, but I must continue. That's it? I mean, was the guy, a criminal running a fraudulent charity? I don't see where he proved anything. But Raven took the money anyway. I mean, I guess if it's a real charity, he'll give the money back to the donors, They're like, what the hell is this? I really believed in this charity. And then they just send it in again. And he's like, damn it. He's got to go steal it. I don't know. Did Lola recognize the Raven as her sweetheart? See next issue for another exciting story of the Raven. Yeah. Well, not much better than the last one, was it? I don't know. So what do we have next week? Why, we have Wiz Wilson. Look, it's a condition. Incontinence is no laughing matter. But in the meantime, he has a future scope. Okay. So I guess he sees the future, or maybe he travels to it. I don't know. But we'll find out next time on Mr. Nailsin Sunday Comics. See So cool, huh? Cool. A. Thompson says IMAX is in a theater that is located in a tourist mall. It's like 99% foreigners, Americans mostly. Good Lord. Well, that's un American. Of course, you got it's one of those things you go to a foreign country and then what do? You head straight to McDonald's. It's like, what are you doing? Although in some cases I would understand, but oh well. You know, it's to go all the way there, you go to the movie theater and you watch a Superman film. It's come on. And then they got, hey, what do they do? Well, they do these anime movies. Look, it's Demon Slayer. So they go and say, see, I'm really, dealing with, the culture, whatever. I don't care. There it is. Jeez Louise. What's it going to take? Oh, I guess I got to go back to the other one. All right. Jeez, you guys. I wonder if you can add that, like, well, I really should do this on my own time. If you could add, like, the window view inside the Super Tip player. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out at some point. Well, I'll go back to the dynamic scene. Yeah. So anyway, we'll get a little history lesson on the Raven, courtesy of Wikipedia. Yeah, I know, but it's just this old forgotten comic book character, so it's probably accurate, The Raven is a fictional superhero, character who first appeared in the Ace Comics title Surefire Comics. He's based on the pulp hero The Moon Man. We'll have to check that out. Published by Periodic House, the pulp publisher connected to Ace Comics. So they could steal from one of their own characters. It's fine, It's kind of like I do from Night Night. Occasionally I do Bugman. It's just the same character. By the way, it's a current full-blown story at Radio Misfits or wherever you get your podcast for the Mr. Nailsin Show. Check it out now. The Raven was inspired by Moon Man, created by Frederick C. Davis, published in Tin Detective Aces magazine. At least the first story was based on the first Moon Man story. So there you go. Now you know how Moon Man started off. And the Raven, they did exactly the same thing. His companions are Lola Lash, the daughter of the police chief. I thought he was the captain. And his chauffeur, Mike. Oh, that's who he is. The Raven first, he appeared there, along with Lash Lightning. Yeah, we saw him last time. According to Jess Nevin's Encyclopedia of Golden Age Superheroes, the Raven's enemies are corrupt bankers. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Racketeers, the police led by Police Chief Nash, who loathes the Raven, and the odd costume villains such as the Ill. I think they meant to say, and odd costume villains such as the Ill. So I guess his main nemesis is the Ill. And I don't know why, he just is. Well, they took a little break after the 40s, but then in 2008, the Raven, now renamed as Mr. Raven to avoid a trademark conflict with DC Comics, appeared in flashback in the Project Superpowers number 0. In the one-shot Project Superpowers Chapter 2 prelude, it stated that Mr. Raven will appear in this line as a member of a team called the Super Mystery Men, presumably named after the Ace title, Super Mystery Comics. That's nice. Plus, Mystery Men is a title pretty much taken for it was something used back then. You had superheroes and you had mystery men. Raven kind of fits in with mystery men because They're just guys in outfits. They don't have any powers. So I guess like Batman would be a mystery man. Yeah. But anyway, the guy who came up with Flaming Carrot came up with the Mystery Men team and he actually made a movie with that, with Ben Stiller and Janine Garofalo and all that. So you probably just got to add the word super. Probably the reason they called the overall title Project Superpowers is because DC also owned the title to Superpowers because they had done a series called Superpowers. So just to avoid that, they decided to slap on Project. I don't know. In 2018, publisher Pulp 2.0 put out a complete collection of Raven's stories called The Raven Collection. Huh. Ace. In 1940, New York City Detective Sergeant Danny Darden, tired of seeing criminals manipulate the law to escape justice, became a masked vigilante called the Raven and acted as a modern Robin Hood, stealing money from criminals and redistributing wealth to the poor. He was aided in this by Lola Lass, the police chief's daughter. Yeah. Well, he's just repeating the same. Oh, well, I guess it tells the story. At some point after World War II, Mr. Raven was imprisoned in the mystical urn, just like Lash Lightning, urn of Pandora, along with many other crime fighters by the misguided Fighting Yank. He fights it, then yanks it. Decades later, the urn was broken. The heroes raid Mr. Raven along with 7 other heroes, including Captain Courageous, Lash Lightning, Lightning Girl, and Soldier Unknown. They had to switch it around. Vulcan and the Sword was then recruited to form the... Yes, okay. All right. Well, you're repeating shizness. So there you go. I don't know. I got this other tab, but I think it probably says the same thing. Gonna make some noise here. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. So I can see it. Yeah, Danny Darden. And the suit looks more gray here. It's really, the purple really washes out after a while. Danny Darden plays frustrated. He puts a costume on, of course. What else are you supposed to do? Lola was suspicious, but she eventually changed her views and started to aid him in secret. Because it kind of turned her on. Since her father wouldn't have been happy if he knew. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Mad at daddy. There you go. Had no powers, but was a talented fighter and detective. His enemies include the Lizard. So not the eel. So I guess the Lizard's another one. Anyway, Raven used a pistol and kept a pocket knife concealed inside one of his sleeves. Yeah. Look out. He's got a pocket knife. We'll take a look at Lizard in a second. So here's some of the comics he was in. Not a whole lot. Inspired by Moon Man. There he is beating up Hitler. I always taking the microphone from him. Stop spreading your BS, you bastard. And give Charlie Chaplin his mustache back. I don't know. Let's see who the Lizard is. Oh, there he is. Wow, look at that. He's got a little Batman cape and everything, and he's just what? Lizard from All Negro Comics. And they just called him Lizard. Huh. That's all right. Well, Jeez, what a mess. Uh, it just kicked me right out of there. Uh, Got to make sure everything's set up. All right, there you go. Apologies. Oh, good Lord. All right. Oh, yeah, it's over here. So, Lizard. So, I guess in Lightning Comics, so I guess that's when we'll see Lizard. The lizard was a monstrous murderer who could scale walls and carried a trained Gila monster. That makes sense. So, Spider Man isn't the first superhero to have a villain called Lizard. So, there you go. That's the deal with the lizard. So, now, oh man, I shouldn't have done it like that. So now we'll check out Moon Man. Oh, it did. It worked. There you go. All right, Moon Man. So what's the Moon Man's deal? There he is. A guy with a fishbowl over his head. Okay. Well, again, Spider-Man, the lizard and all that. Well, Mysterio. See, he stole it from Moon Man. Yeah. So, what's his story? Steven was a police detective, just like Dan Darton, and son of the police chief of Great City. Huh, that's where it changes. So, instead of his girlfriend being the daughter of the police chief, he's the son of the police chief. I don't think we're going to find out that he was banging his sister. He donned a globular helmet made of one-way Argus glass to fight crime at night and steal the ill-gotten gains of the corrupt. As the Moon Man, he also wore a black cloak and gloves. He stole money from criminals and distributed to the needy. He also carried an automatic and was willing to kill criminals. He battled the Red Six and picked them off one by one. I don't know. They all wore red. Anyway, the supporting cast include Sue McEwen, the daughter of Lieutenant Gil McEwen. She fell in love with Steven and eventually learned Moon Man's identity. It was Steven. Oh, my goodness. Lieutenant Gil McEwen, the Great City. Welcome to Great City. It's great. The restaurants are great. The clubs are great. What else? The theaters are great. The museums are great. The roads are great. Not a pothole to be found. So anyway, he's the Great City lawman, most obsessed with bringing in the Moon Man, because he's got a sneaking suspicion that his daughter is attracted to this freak. Peter Thatcher, Stephen's father and chief of police in where else? Great City. Angel Ned Dargan, a reformed thug and former boxer who was put in charge of distributing the money that the Moon Man took from his criminal opponents. So what? Angel's his nickname, but he's Ned Dargan. Yeah. So he's the Mike of this crew. Yeah. Poor Sue. Yeah. So anyway, 10 detective aces. Moon Man inspired hero Raven. Hey, that's the, yeah. All right. So there you go. Moon Man. And for whatever reason, they could have, since they owned it, or maybe they would have had to pay this Friedrich guy who came up with the story of it originally. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But Yeah, they could have just said Moon Man in Surefire Comics, but they decided to just put a purple bag over the character and say, "Hey, look, it's the Raven." And well, I guess that was good enough. I don't know. Hey, Thompson, are there any alien comic books you can review? Well, there's the original heavy metal magazine published an adaptation of the original. Hey, Thompson, I am alien obsessed. The DC Marvel universe is over. It's done. The Alien Predator universe is all I have left. Yeah, but what if that crashes and burns too? Then what are you going to do? I don't know. Oh, well. How many ways can Alien and Predator, fight one another? Well, I guess we'll find out. Just maybe. Just maybe. It better fucking not. Well, everybody better show up. Oh, well, screw it. Let's get Wiz out of the way. Because we're just dying to know about Wiz. So Wiz Wilson at his Future Scope. In his workshop, Wiz Wilson, young scientist, has perfected the Future Scope, with which he can harness gravity, space, and time. The machine. What? The machine, he believes, will project him to any given place in the future. And now, the big moment. With Wiz is Adelaide, his sweetheart, who gazes awe-stricken. Jeepers, Wiz, do you think it will work? I don't know, but there's nothing like trying. Let's see. Los Angeles is 3,000 miles away. I'm going there, and the year will be 1960. Here goes. The distant future of 1960. Los Angeles. It works! But what's going on down there? In a few minutes, we shall know whether we have succeeded. In a few minutes, we shall know whether we have succeeded or failed. Fritz, turn on the television newspaper. Television newspaper. This will be a great day for us. Fools to think they imagine we can be stopped. Panama Canal destroyed. Fleet rushing via inland canal to stem enemy off Atlantic coast. Wait, we have not yet finished. The fleet must be destroyed. Come, we'll plan our campaign. Kind of looks like, Wait, we have not yet finished. The fleet must be destroyed. Come, we'll plan our campaign. If that makes sense. Unobserved Wiz steals to an open door. There he is. Okay. I have it. We shall wire headquarters in Europe to transmit an electrical force to the Mexican coast. Right. It will draw the fleet to the rocks and wreck them. They will not be able to escape. Meanwhile, in the dictator realm of Europe. And further, gentlemen, your agents are on the ultra wipe. Ultra wipe. Excellency. I suggest, Excellency, that you generate electrical force to Mexico, latitude 1169, longitude 3574 minutes. Yeah. Bzz, 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 bzz.
Excellent, and I shall send 100,000 stratosphere bombers to blow up the entire coast. They will arrive within a few hours.
Gentlemen, within 5 minutes, the fleet will be at our mercy.
I've got to reach them immediately. 3 men later, the ships of the fleet. And, well, the flagship.
What's wrong with Commander Britt? His ship's heading toward those rocks. It'll sink.
I can't do a thing with the engines, sir. They're going crazy. We're heading for those rocks and we can't go back.
Die. What's that, an enemy plane?
All right, no monkey business or we'll blast you off the ship. Who are you?
Yes, who are you and where did you come from?
I'm Wiz Wilson, sir. What? Wiz Wilson, an American with news of enemy operations. Quickly, Wiz tells the admiral of the plot to destroy the fleet.
What can we do?
We can't hold her, sir. She's going on the rocks within 5 minutes. I think we can stop them. As I rocketed here, I noticed their powerhouse a mile back from the coast. If that could be destroyed, the current would be cut off.
But we can't get the range. We don't know the location.
The electrical current will direct your shells. So the admiral issues orders for every ship to rain shells toward the shore, and the powerhouse is destroyed. See? It's gone. Yeah. It's a good thing that worked out, I guess. I don't know. That's done it, sir. The ships are under their own control again. But the danger is not over yet.
Think what? Why? What do you mean?
Even now, 100,000 stratosphere bombers are on their way to lay low the coastal cities.
Well, then they're doomed. That's just the way it is. I don't know. If only our arrow ray cable were completed, we could stop them. You see, Wilson, we planned against the air invasion by starting to lay a ray cable from Maine to Florida. But the enemy is striking, and it will take months to lay the cable.
I think I can help, sir. Wiz sets his machine for the Maine coast. See? It's a good thing it had Maine coast written on it. And in a flash, sights the cable ship and speaks to the captain. But how do I know you're telling the truth? You've got to believe me. There's no time to waste. Hey, look, a sea of green. In the distance, the enemy bombers approach. And doesn't look all that impressive, but anyway. You're right, but we're lost. This cable can't be laid to Florida now. I can't work best miracles. Give me the end of the cable and watch. So he changes it to key, whatever. 1 minute later, a Key West powerhouse. Hope I'm in time. Those ships are plenty speedy and dangerous. Wiz connects the cable and throws the switch. The arrow bay engulfs the raiders. So there goes the planes, boom, boom, boom. They've all been destroyed. The country is saved. And now I'm going home. So an instant later,
oh, Wiz, I've been waiting for you. What happened?
Let's go eat and I'll tell you all about it. Did you like Wiz Wilson and his Uterscope? No, didn't. No. He'll be back again next month. Oh, damn. In another story of the future. Don't miss it. Don't miss the future? How are you going to miss it? You're either there or you're not, Jeez, come on. I got to do all the thinking for them. Well, let's see. What's the next story? Marvel the Magician and Tito. I'm not familiar with this character, but I'm guessing that this is Marvo and this is Tito. I'm not, I guess that's supposed to be a monkey. The hell is that? Um, well, whatever. That's what they're going to do. What the hell? Suddenly he's huge. And then he's small enough to sit on his shoulder. Well, I guess it'll explain itself in the next exciting adventure of Surefire Comics. I know you can't wait. Badlands looks like it could be good. You know, hey, Thompson, a prequel to Badlands is coming. Well, that's news to me. Hey, Thompson, Doug, I would be interested in an alien movie featuring no aliens, just the dynamic of sin, cyborgs, and the rise of those corporations is worth 2 to 3 movies. You know, they may end up doing that. They got to set their foundation, get people interested overall, not just, a niche group or what have you. It's got to be big enough to support all that. Then, yeah, you could expand on all this. And especially when they cross them over. Then I got to wonder, are they going to cross it over with Blade Runner, Ravenscroft, 82. Hey, Doug, not familiar with the Raven, but he sounds cool and odd. Well, definitely odd. But, he's just a guy who robs criminals. So, it's fine. Hey, Thompson, and then we could have a movie on how they caught those aliens in Alien Earth. They had to land somewhere. I'm sure getting that octopus was fun. Well, probably capturing that was a lot easier. The xenomorph, my guess is, same way as the other movie, one of the people got infected or impregnated, whatever, burst out of their chest, and oh no, it's killing everybody. But the captain, of course, is in on it, and he just lets everyone die and then crashes the ship into the Prodigy Island. If you go back to the screen where the synth is reading about the aliens on the ship, the plant is the most powerful alien they encountered. Well, I guess they'll have to get back to that. Ravencroft 82, Tito looks more like a werewolf. That could be. I don't think so. Or a were-monkey, Hey, Thompson, hell, I would take a movie about the black security officer, why he became a cyborg, why he left his daughter, etc. Probably divorced and he didn't have custody or visitation rights, and he said, well, screw this. I'm going into deep space. By the time I get back, everyone I ever knew are long dead. Sure, it's depressing as hell, but I don't know. That's just the way he felt about it, Hey, Thompson, it said on the screen they were unable to open the flower using all the tools on the ship. Well, all they had to do was wait. It opened itself, didn't it? Yeah, so, that's the thing. They can't just show them there, and just like, look at that, wonder what it is. And then, whoops, they just go on about the alien and the synths and stuff. They got to, if they're going to expand on it, which appears to be an attempt, we're going to need to know what the hell this is. And will it fight the xenomorph, It's like xenomorph is like, I can't mess with that. Could be. Could be. Oh yeah, I forgot to let me look here. Somewhere there and there. This should get on awake. All right. I wonder. Whoops. Huh. I got to go in and tell OBS I want to look at this other image. No. No, not that. Maybe that one? No. Maybe, it's got to be that one. There it is. So here we see Alex Ross, who designed the characters for the Project Superpowers series and all that. So here you have Lash Lightning and his eventual girlfriend. So that's them. And then we have the Raven. So eventually he's going to get a mask like that, still with his Raven sticker, but it looks more like a penguin at that point. But anyway, that's what he'll be wearing for his. I still got the just basically a suit. I don't know why he's touching toes with this guy. Oh, he's the unknown soldier. Then you have Sword. He has a sword. The Flag. Yeah, his name is The Flag. It has an L in the word. So come on. Don't do that. Oh wow, he's got the same mask as Raven. I wonder if they probably shopped at the same superhero store. And then you have Green Llama. Now Green Llama, I don't know, he's into mysticism or whatever, but I do recall he actually got a radio show for a while. So it was the Green Llama, and he's solving crimes or whatever. But well, there you have it, the Raven. You know, I don't know. I guess Wiz didn't make the cut, so no one cared to reintroduce Wiz Wilson. You know, oh, that's too bad. Hey Thompson, it was in the notes the lady doctor took. Slow those screens down. Interesting stuff. Yeah, they do stuff like that. They did that in actually, I think it was the deleted scene in Prometheus, where they made mention of the Tyrell Corporation from Blade Runner and all that. So, but nothing official. But well, now Disney owns all that, I think. Yeah. So theoretically, they could do just that. And just say, yeah, that was, the Los Angeles Corporation or whatever, Tyrell. And instead of synthoids, they did replicants. That's what they called them. And then they made a police force to kill them when they got out of hand. Ravenscroft, do you read any modern comics, Doug? I hung in there till about 2015. Then I finally couldn't justify the expense for what I was getting anymore. After decades of reading, kind of sad. Yeah, I understand that. Primarily that's true, certainly for Marvel. It's all very sad. If any comics end up being good, it's by accident or just by the mere fact that the publisher just ignored it. And good just meaning basic. I'm afraid the good days are behind us. But yes, I do read modern comics. Most impressed with independent titles. Mark Millar's work that he does, those are pretty good. Jeff Johns' Ghost Machine titles, those are really good. Geiger, Rook, stuff like that. And Conan the Barbarian over at Titan Comics is pretty good. DC has had a few titles, like I said, achieves basic superhero storytelling. They started off with World's Finest, and despite the fact that it's Mark Waid writing it, I know, weird, but when he just does a basic job, it's not bad. And so there's that. Green Lantern's pretty good. Surprisingly enough, the current Aquaman is pretty good. Never really got into Aquaman, but Jeremy Adams is the writer on that, and he's really a good writer. So as far as any of the main two, it's right now it's DC. Marvel just I don't know, but the woke era has irradiated the landscape all over the place. So I am just any comic book prints that you missed out on or whatever, buy the collections and enjoy those, because it's pretty much all there is. Or check out the independents. Mark Millar's books are published now through Dark Horse. Jeff Johns' Ghost Machine books come out of Image Comics. So there you go. Dead Punk Gage, Tug's social media manager. That's the title. I remember those books. Alex Ross did some covers that looked really cool. Alex Ross is a fantastic artist. He also has a pretty cool knack for redesigning a lot of these characters, some of the designs of their outfits and stuff. He redid that for some of them. Most of them just stayed like they were. But of course, he would do stuff like that in approach to like Kingdom Come for the DC characters, what their future might look like, and then did a similar thing for Marvel in Earth X and designed all that stuff. He didn't paint the whole series, but he did. He was the main creative behind it and designed the characters and whatnot, did the covers, all that stuff, and it was a cool run for a possible future for Marvel. The MCU just stole the idea of the Celestials, of the Earth being an egg for a Celestial, and stuck that in the Eternals, which no one watched. So, gee, what a waste. Ravenscroft 82. The last new writers I enjoyed were Jeff Parker, Paul Cornell, Nick Spencer, and Christos Gage. I don't know who's doing what anymore. I think Christos Gage is still around. Paul Cornell, I haven't heard about him for a while. Same with Jeff Parker. I think he's probably still working. Nick Spencer, actually, I didn't really check it out, but I'd heard a lot of good things about his Spider-Man run. But after that, I don't know where he went. Of course, he did the foolish Captain America run, turning him into a Hydra agent and all that. Well, that did go over well. But apparently his Spider-Man was pretty good. And then that went to crap. So, and it's not just the woke element. Certainly did a lot of damage across the board. But, you could eliminate that and you still got crappy stories. They're just, I don't know, just not inspired at all. And I guess, you could hold it up to the wokeism kind of paralyzes one because you're too scared to do anything lest you be called out for being some sort of bigot, or something. It could be anything. You just didn't know. So anyway, that's the deal. Independence is pretty much where it's at. And that's all anyone can do. It's sad, but, well, at least the medium still functions, that there is some interest. And if it's going to be these independent titles, which are all new and everything, there's that too, we'll see how that pans out. As for Ghost Machine, Geiger in my opinion, tends to be the best, but they're all really good. And he's hired the top-notch artists, so it all looks cool. Hyde Street's one they did, which is like this horror anthology series, and yet it's kind of a callback to like Tales from the Crypt and stuff, but it's like the host characters have stories as well, so it's sort of a mixture. It's not really an anthology series at all, but it's kind of structured. It's neat. I need to get back to that and catch up on it. So it's pretty good. Ravencroft, is Dark Horse still a thing? Used to enjoy some of their stuff. Yeah, they're still publishing. Like I said, Mark Millar, his Miller World stuff is being published through Dark Horse. Hey Thompson, Alien versus Captain America. I think they did that, didn't they? There's been an Alien versus Batman, Alien versus Superman, Alien versus. They just did Alien versus the Avengers. And that's been happening quite a bit. I mean, in the 90s, they would do these crossovers, but now that it's a Marvel property, only the Marvel superheroes can fight the alien. Tales from the Crypt was great. Yes, it was. It was forced into cancellation because of the Red Scare. Dead Punk Gauge. I haven't picked up a current comic book since 2015. That's understandable. I just can't bring myself to do it, no matter good it might be or other people like it. Fair enough. It's understandable. The woke era can leave a really bad taste in one's mouth, and it just sort of ruined it. Plus, you want the interest to be alive so that you can attract other people to it, but they drove their main audience away, so now there's nobody coming in. And that's a lot of years now that's gone. So that's a generation they've lost. Pretty stupid. And you more than likely will not be able to get them. That's the kind of thing and habits you got to create while young, and interest in that sort of thing. Hey, Thompson, I had no idea about these Alien versus comic book heroes. Oh, yeah, they did a bunch of them. And Batman, it took on the Predator as well. Stuff like that. Deadpool Gauge, Alien versus Green Lantern. Yeah, I think so. Would make a lot of sense because, in outer space and everything. Raven, I think it's time to lay the Alien franchise to rest. The only films that were really widely accepted as good were the first two. Yeah, as it stands, that's the only ones worth watching. And that was nearly 40 years ago. Time to move on. Yeah, but they want a ready-made franchise. And as long as they're still, if they put, hey, we're doing a new Alien, and if there's any response or attraction, they're going to do it. The only question is, what other story is there to tell? With Alien, it does fall into, you could expand on the overall world that's only hinted at in those two films, and that sort of thing. But beyond that, and you got to come up with something of interest. Here, this Alien Earth series is clearly borrowing heavily from Blade Runner and the concept of humanity and transhumanism and all of that, for really the main narrative of the show. The alien is just sort of a guest star and that kind of thing. But yeah, for the most part, and that's a lot of sequel films they did. None of them come close to those two original films. So probably odds are be better to just leave it alone and come up with something else. Hey, Tom says, should I be glad to not know what? The comic books? I mean, they're just for fun, they don't really mean anything as far as the canon or lore of Alien and all that. Deadpool Gauge, Batman versus Predator books were pretty fun. I loved the art. I would sit in class and draw Predator versus Iron Man. Yeah. Yeah, they did, I think, 2 volumes of that. There was Batman versus Predator. Then I think there was a follow-up where the Predator had an apprentice, and the apprentice took on Robin, that sort of thing. But anyway, oh boy, those were the days. But there won't be any Batman versus Predator or Alien anytime soon. There might be a Spider-Man versus Alien, but not Batman. So that's how it goes. Ravenscroft, honestly, I feel that very few stories need expansion beyond the initial take. Like Gordy said in Stand By Me, after being asked what's next, nothing. The story's over. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of that. There's serialized characters, James Bond and stuff like that. But Alien, and I mean, that's the thing. Alien, they think, well, it's popular, it made money. Let's try to do a sequel. And they had to think of what would the sequel be. And it's ultimately Ripley dealing with her PTSD, and conquering the fear and the trauma that she's dealing with, and decides ultimately to go back and does that. So what would the third movie be? They really didn't craft anything. There was another idea for a third one that didn't get made that probably should have been the one that got made. But, the other Alien movies, they're terrible. They're just not very good. I mean, some are better than others, but again, they don't hold a candle to the original. Dead Punk Gage. I want to say the three the three Batman versus Batman. Could be. I don't remember. He tells him, Doug, do you have a 4K TV and 4K streaming? Nope. Check out the remastered Alien and Aliens. I'm making the claim they are better filmed than the latest Alien Earth. It's much better. HDR. Very clear movies. Well, all right. He tells him, Ripley's daughter did some work for Wayland. Yeah, probably, but she's dead. So, Dead Punk Gage, what did you think of Superman versus Terminator books? I didn't get to read those, so haven't heard much about it. But I guess I can look into that. But that's kind of like Superman versus Metallo, So. Okay, well, I think that's gonna have to do it because I gotta take care of a few things and then go to bed because I'll be working all night long tonight. One more. The horror franchises are the worst offenders. 12. Well, yeah, they really wait forever. Friday the 13th. That stuff stifles creativity and keeps those on a lot. Yeah, and then it becomes ridiculous and Jason in space and all that. Hey, Thompson, Terminator versus Aliens. I'm on Wikipedia looking at the list. Yeah, because at the time, Dark Horse had the right licenses to those properties. So they crossed over Terminator and RoboCop, Terminator and Aliens. Probably Predator 2 and all that stuff. So anyway, bye, Doug. Thanks and take care. Thank you, Raven. Tuesday watch party. Watch party of what? Oh, you mean to do a stream while watching the? Yeah, I'm not doing that. I can't watch. And I know people do it, but no, I'm not doing a watch party. But the Halloween and Freddy movies were as expected. The Rob Zombie one was good. No, it was not. It was terrible. So bad. Okay, not as bad as the follow-up he did, but bad. I still love those crappy Friday the 13th films. No matter how, it's a thing. Anyway. No, you come on, Thompson. That thing stunk. All right, there we go. That's it for this edition of Sunday Comics. There'll be another one. And it'll be, who was it? Marvo the Magician. And I don't know, his werewolf monkey, whatever the hell that is. We'll find out because inquiring minds just got to know. I mean, my God, what are you going to do if you don't ever find out? I guess you just don't ever find out, Oh, well. See you next time.